right, let's look at a couple more examples. So suppose you're an engineer programming the automatic gate for a 50-cent toll. The gate accepts exact change only and does not accept pennies. How many coin combinations must you program the gate to accept? Okay, so we got to figure out how many different ways can we do this in coins. Okay, so understanding the problem, we want the total change to always be 50 cents, and we want to know all the combinations of half-dollar coins, quarters, dimes, or nickels. Okay, it said no pennies. So we're going to make a list. That's going to be our step 2, devise a plan. We're going to make a list of all the coin combinations that will give you 50 cents. Okay, let's carry out the plan. We have a table on the next page. If we do half dollars, we don't need any quarters, dimes, or nickels. Okay, now let's start with quarters. If we do 2 quarters, we don't need dimes and nickels. If we do 1 quarter, then we could have 2 dimes and 1 nickel to make up the other 25 cents. Or we could have 1 quarter, 1 dime, and 3 nickels. Or we could have 1 quarter, no dimes, and 5 nickels. And that's all the ways we can do it with 1 quarter. So next, we're going to say no half dollars, no quarters. Let's just do dimes. We could have 5 dimes with no nickels. We could have 4 dimes with 2 nickels, 3 dimes with 4 nickels, 2 dimes with 6 nickels, or 1 dime with 8 nickels. That's the only way we can do it with dimes. If we have no half dollars, quarters, or dimes, we would have 10 nickels to make 50 cents. So this is a list of all the things you would have to program into the computer. You want to look back and check, make sure they all add to 50 cents, and then you know you have it completed correctly. The last example we're going to look at, we're going to make a diagram for this one. We have 4 runners in a 1-mile race: Maria, Aretha, Thelma, and Debbie. Points are awarded only to the women finishing first and second. The first place winner gets more points than the second place winner, so order makes a difference. Okay? How many different arrangements are there for first and second place winners? All right. So step 1, we want to understand the problem. Okay. So if we just look at, let's just say Maria. You know, if we're talking about Maria, how many ways could she finish and who would be second? So it could be Maria Aretha, Maria Thelma, Maria Debbie. So if we look at it just from Maria, we find out there's 3 different combinations with Maria. So we understand the problem. Now let's make a plan. The plan is to make a list of everything so that we can come up with all the possible combinations. We already talked about Maria. Here are 3 different combinations for Aretha coming in first. If Thelma comes in first, here's 3 different ways you can do it. We're making a tree diagram here. If Debbie comes in first, there's 3 different ways you can do it. So what we find out is there's a combination of 12 different possibilities. 3 here, 3 here, 3 here, and 3 here. So our step 4 is to look back and check. We want to check our tree diagram, double check and make sure nothing was repeated twice. Make sure we got everyone covered for coming in first or second. And we end up with the 12 different combinations.